One of the things about a broker's account that people keep forgetting, it's a bank account first. But they never use the banking side to it. They go straight and they use the position side to it, where they actually take positions and then expose themselves to either a bull or a bear market. Let me give you an example of what they're really doing on a business level. I have $5,000. I'm gonna start a business. We're gonna make cups. So I figure out which company, and I said, okay, I found out that in Thailand, I can get these cups made, and I can get 10,000 cups for $5,000, and that also includes shipping. Okay, so that's what it's gonna cost me. With these 10,000 cups, it's gonna be on 2 pallets, 5,000 each pallet. It also covers the shipping coming from Thailand to the U.S., the custom fees, the rail fees, and the trucking fees to get it to your apartment that you're in. You don't know, I don't know where you're gonna put this at, but that was your idea, okay? Okay, now, you say, well, okay, now, what did I do? I took $5,000 and turned it into raw materials, and then by the time it was finished, now I have these finished goods, but I don't have $5,000 in cash anymore. I have $5,000 in product. So now I must take my ability to sell. Also, with my skill set of knowing how to communicate this, and when people say, wait, your ability to sell comes from your past experience. Your ability to utilize your skill sets to move the product quickly comes from your adjustment each time you interact with somebody. See that? So my past experience in sales could be weak, but I'm still going to take this drive because I have optimism. Did I develop what I need in order to sell these 10,000 cups? No, I just know that I saw a price that these cups that I paid $5,000 for, the most I can make is $20,000 after I get my $5,000 back. So the whole deal means I have the ability to make $25,000 on this trade because that's a trade. You see that? So we now incorporate the market in this. So this is the business mindset. Well, what if I don't choose to take $5,000? Deal with storage fees, transportation fees, or a bunch of cups. Can I still make $25,000? The answer is yes. $5,000 can generate money, okay? It's already finished. But what you're saying is that the only way that I can actually make more money is I must turn into raw materials and take cash from being cash. Well, if you're going to be successful in this world, you have to realize and say, what is it that a business is doing? And you constantly hear Apple has cash, Berkshire Hathaway has cash. They have cash. They're not taking all their cash and converting it into raw materials. He said, I'm just looking for the best deal for my cash. But the best deal sometimes is actually not them deploying it. Let me give you an example. With the Fed's increasing rates currently, banks make more money from lending money to the central bank than it is actually giving a loan to a consumer. So right now, let's say that Interstate Bank, which is right here, can lend money to the central bank. And let's say the central bank's in Colorado, because that's for the Midwest, right? Well, they can get more interest from that than giving it a loan to a business. So what do? They don't convert their money into bonds, and then they turn around and resell those bonds. Because when the business get a loan, the bank converts that money. If it's $5,000, so they may convert that $5,000 into 10 bonds and then sell them on the market. They say, but bonds right now may only be paying 6. If they leave it with the central bank, they may be paying 9. So for them, what if this business defaults? We got these bad bonds out there, right? And the investor got to hold it. But if I just give the money to the central bank will pay me more money than lending it. And that's what banks are doing currently.
So that's why it's harder to get a loan, because they can make more money off.
So they never converted cash into raw materials. They kept cash, and made more money. Are you doing anything different? In the analogy that I'm giving you, it's a simplified version of what you're doing. That I'm not, for one, the money never left your bank account. Yes or no?
No.
Okay. So the money never left your bank account. Nobody have access to it other than you. So who can steal from you? You or somebody else?
Just me.
Okay. So if there's a robbery, we know the suspect. It's already understood. Second is, you have to accept the reason this is different because most people don't handle their money like a bank. The first thing they think is, I have to buy something to make money. But is that a true statement?
No.
Okay. So what makes this very difficult is that the average person in general So you have to literally say that everything I do in my daily life is so opposite if I'm going to handle money and be faithful to money. Not see success. I don't use the word success. 'Cause I keep listening to people and they say, well, but success doesn't mean you have to be morally and ethically sound, you know. But faithful does, because that means you're going to abide by the ethics and the morals of the rules, right? Okay. So the mind's going to tell you that this is unbelievable. Like there's no possible way that you can take $5,000 or even $8,000 and turn it into, or $10,000 and turn it into 40 grand without me sitting in front of a computer with a bunch of screens on it, trading left and right, and sitting there all these hours, which can be very boring and make you go into FOMO mode, fear of missing out, where you do something right. When I hear people say, oh, my gains today was 4,000, and they call it averaging, right? So that's what they do. Anybody who's a day trader or a swing trader is like, okay, my overall trades for the day was I did 10 grand, and then I had 8 grand in losses, so I made 2 grand. What if I don't have no losses? When you make that statement, oh, it's impossible, you gotta have losses. No, I don't have any losses. What are you talking about? Come on, man. You trying to tell me that you don't have losses? No, I didn't take a position. Yeah, that's true. You never took a position, so you can't have a loss. So I can't even talk to you because you're not taking a position. Yeah, but I made 25 grand today. See? 2 separate conversations. You have to know what conversation, and they're saying this. That's his method. He's willing to expose himself to some form of risk that's excitement. I'm not.